Hello and welcome to Søren Poulsen Yoga. This third session of mine here is called Yoga for Athletes, and we have a primary focus on runners and also for those who do a little strength training. Come onto your mat here and come into Balasana. Take your arms to the front and your toes together and the knees up to the side of your mat. And then create a little space. Take a couple of deep breaths here in the beginning. Straighten out your arms. And you can also see if you can create a little space here by going to the side. And then you just easily come up on all fours. And you take your right hand to your neck and open up and come down to the mat, and we do this 5 times. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. In this program we focus primarily, of course, on the legs and your core. And take 3 more. 2 and 1. Come down, and here for the wrist we turn your hands so the palms are facing upward, and focus that your thumbs and your little fingers are in the mat. And here you can also straighten out your leg here, maybe both, and straighten the arms, and count to 3, 2, 1, and coming back down. And then we take the hands just around here, fingers pointing towards your knee. Coming back with the hip and forward here 3 times, 2 and 1, and then we just simply come in to a high plank, and then you walk back into a squat position, and you can take your arms together, opening up with your elbows, creating space. You can also take on the hands on your knees, and then we just walk forward again in a high plank, and then we walk back again to squat Balasana, and you can just take your variation here. Straighten the spine and see if you can have your heels in your mat, and then walk forward again in a high plank. Maybe you want to take your knees in and then exhale down to the mat. Curl the toes, inhale up in a cobra, and then coming down and push yourself back to down dog. First time here in down dog, engage your hands in the mat, push yourself back, let your head rest, relax in your neck, and if you want to walk the dog, you can do that in order to release tension in your hamstrings. And you can also overdo it a little by pushing forward and back. Do what serves you best here. And then again, we can come forward with our hands, feet here and the hands in the mat in a Uttanasana, forward fold. And then take your hands to the knees to have a neutral spine. Again, relax in your neck. Exhale down. And from here, inhale both arms up, palms together, and then we come down again. Forward fold. And inhale up. And then walk back to a high plank. And you can also come down with your knees. Exhale down. Inhale up in a cobra. Come down and push yourself back again to down dog. Down dog. Just warming up at this moment, and you can walk to the front or you can jump. Inhale up to a half lift. Exhale down. And inhale both arms up, palms together. Exhale down the whole way to Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, and maybe you can jump back this time to a high plank. And coming down to Chaturanga. Inhale up in an up dog. Try to add on a little more each time here. And push yourself back to down dog or dog. And then try to see if you can jump forward. Inhale up in a half lift. Exhale down. Inhale both hands up. Raised hand pose. Palms together, coming down to the chest and coming all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale up in a half lift. And then jumping back. High plank. Exhale down to Chaturanga. And inhale up. And exhale back to down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. And from this warm up, we go in a new sequence. So inhale forward, jump forward or walk. Feet together, knee together. Inhale up to a chair pose. And from here you take the palms together. Take it to your chest, around your sternum, and then we twist to the right side, left elbow on right knee, hands to sternum, and look to your right. Coming back again to chair pose, and then you take your right leg back to a lunge, hands together, palms together into your sternum, and twist to the left side. And then again back, chair pose, feet together, knee together. Hands together, towards sternum, twist again to the left, twist to chair pose, and come forward again to chair pose, and this time you take your left feet together, or left back of course. Bring the hands, palms together to sternum and twist to your right side. Twisted lunge pose. And then come again back to the front in chair pose. And this time we come down as far as possible. When you cannot come any further, you can take your hands and roll back and forward here 3 times. So 3, 2, and 1, and then coming up again. Chair pose, feet together, knees together, and your thighs are parallel to your mat. Hands to the front, and again coming down far as possible, and maybe this time you can just roll 3 times, 2, and last one, coming up again, up to your chair pose, and easily coming down again. This time we only roll 1 time and come up again. 1, coming up, and walking back to high plank, coming down, and inhaling up dog, and back to down dog. And I will show you here the next one in a just step by step, and then we do it 4 times more in the flow. So come forward here into a Balasana, to a squat, and then we jump up, hands together, and maybe you can jump a little further. I cannot jump so high up, so jump what you can, or you will. And then we come back again to a chair pose. Down, down, down as far as possible. Rolling 1 time, coming up, jumping maybe, back, high plank, and down, chaturanga, inhale up dog, and back to down dog. And we do this 4 times now, and we do this in a flow. So jump forward to squat, jump up, sit down, roll 1 time, coming up, jumping back, high plank, down and up. And this was 1 time. So jump, jump, sit down, roll, coming up, jump back, chaturanga, up dog, 2 times. Jump forward, up, sit down, roll, coming up, high plank, chaturanga, inhale, 3 times. Last time here, forward, up, sit down, roll, up, jump back, chaturanga, inhale, and back to down dog. Stay here. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right leg up. Push your knee to your forehead. Stay here. Take the sole of the front foot in the floor and your left knee in the floor. Take your hands to your thigh or around your knee, and then push forward and back 3 times. 2, and last one. Coming back, and then you can take your left hand on the inside of your right. Take your right hand in your neck, open up and pushing elbow forward on your front leg 3 times. So 3, 2, and 1. And then you take your right hand on the outside of your right leg, and you can stretch your back leg, keeping the torso around your thigh, taking the hands to the front, and we go front and back here 5 times. So 5, 4, 3, 2, the last one, and take your left hand in the floor and right towards the ceiling. Keep focus on straightening the back leg. And then we go into a side plank where we have focus on our core here. So turn your left fingers towards your right feet. Take your right hand in your hip and turn this right leg to the front, supporting the left. Straighten the left leg. Put the right on top. Straighten the arm up. And keep it here for 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to down dog, and we go to the other side. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, left up, knee to your forehead, keep it here. Sole of the foot in the floor, right knee in the floor, hands to your knee around your thigh here, and 3 times forward and back. 2, and 1. And then you can take your right hand on the floor, left to your neck, open up, and pushing it forward here 3 times. 3, 2, and 1. Take your left on the outside of your left, straighten the back leg, lunge pose, torso close to your thigh, and 5 times here, up and down. 4, 3, 2, and last. Taking your right hand on the floor, and left towards the ceiling. Twist the lunge pose. Straighten the back leg. Looking up. And again we go into side plank. So take your left hand in the hip. Right fingers turning towards your left feet. Left feet goes to the side, supporting your right. Straighten the right leg. Left on top, left up, hold it here, 3, 2, and 1, coming back to down dog. Let your head fall, relax in your neck. And we do this once more, and we add on a little more. So take out your right leg and knee to your forehead 3 times. So 3, 2, and 1. Keep it. Sole in the floor, knee in the floor. And again, take around your neck with your right hand. Inhale up. Exhale to the floor 3 times. Front of your right feet. And then next time we go 3 times to the front of our left hand. So maybe you can feel you open up a little slightly more in your hip. So 2 and 1. Remember to open up here really in your chest. And then release. Right hand on the outside of your right feet. Straighten the leg. And keeping the torso around your thigh. This time we go under here, so take your hands under. So 5 times up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, left hand in the floor, right hand up towards the ceiling. And from here we go to side plank again. So take your right hand in your hip, turning your fingers towards your right feet. Right feet goes out supporting your left, and then on top, straighten both legs here. And then we go up here 3 times with the hands on the feet towards the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. Come back and pushing yourself back to down dog. And we go for the other side. Inhale, left up, knee to your forehead, and up. 2, 1, keep it. Still a foot in the floor, knee in the floor. And then left hand on your neck, open up, and pushing forward on your front left feet. 3 times. 2, 1, and then we go to the front of our right hand. Open slightly more up in your hip. Remember to really open up in your chest. 2, last one. And then take your left hand on the outside of your left feet. Straighten the back right leg, keeping your torso around your thigh. And then we go under here with the hands and open up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right hand on the inside of your left. Left towards the ceiling. Straighten the back leg, looking up to your left hand. And then take your left hand in your hip, pointing your fingers towards your left feet, taking your left feet to the side, supporting your right leg on top of the other leg. And then we go up 3 times, hands and feet to the ceiling as far as possible. And the last one, 3, and coming back to down dog. Stay here for 5, relaxing your neck. And from here we go into another sequence, a sequence where we are a little balancing and open up in the hip. So walk your hands and your feet together, and then you can take your right feet around your left in a forward fold and stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming up to a half lift, and lifting you further, take your right leg up as well, flexing the feet, and then come forward in a warrior 3, flexing the back leg, straighten the arms in front. If it's difficult, you can take your arms downward. So find your variation here. Straighten the back leg. And here we are squaring our hips forward. And then we come over in an Ardha Chandrasana, half moon position. Take your left hand on the floor. And in the beginning, you can take your right hand on your hip. Still flexing the feet, but pointing your toes so they are parallel with the floor, and maybe you can straighten up your right arm, looking up maybe. And then we come back again to warrior 3. You can support maybe both hands on the floor in the beginning, finding the balance and then coming up. It's difficult with balance for most people. And again, we go back to half moon. Left hand on the floor, maybe right on the hip. Opening up in our hips here. Pushing the leg up. And the leg should, if possible, be a little slightly higher than your hip. And coming up with the right arm to the ceiling. Looking up. And then we go in a wide leg standing position. So take your back leg out to the side of your mat, and you can move a bit in order to come in wide standing pose. And from here, just take your hands down to the mat in the beginning, and then you can take your hands around, interlacing your fingers, pushing your palms together, facing your head towards the floor in your mat. Maybe you can reach your mat with your hand. If not, like me, you cannot, and you can use a block for supporting. We stay here for 5. Hands towards the ceiling or pointing forward. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can release your hands, taking your hands forward like in a very wide-legged down dog. Again, relax the neck, let your head fall in between your hands. See if you can straighten the lower part of your back. 3, 2, 1. And then I go to the other side of the mat. You can do that as well if you like. And then push yourself back to down dog. And then you just again walk the hands and your feet together. And this time you take your left leg around your right in a forward fold. 3, 2, 1, and then again up a half lift. And then when you come up here, you can take your left leg up, flexing the feet, and coming forward in a warrior 3, flexing the back leg, hands to the front. And from here you come in a Ardha Chandrasana, taking your right hand into the floor, left hand maybe in the hip in the beginning, finding your balance. opening up in your hip. Maybe straighten the left arm up towards the ceiling. And see if you can raise that back leg a little higher than your hip. Flexing the feet. And then again we go into a warrior 3 and you can support with both hands initially and then coming up. In your warrior 3, see if you can keep the balance, which is difficult for me today. Warrior 3, flexing the back leg. And then again, coming back to Ardha Chandrasana, lifting the back leg up slightly higher than your hip. And then taking your left hand up, flexing the back feet. And then we go into a wide-legged pose, as we did before. So raising up here, and the back leg out to the side. And this time, take your hands down to the mat. And come in a ninja squat. So we go to my right side, maybe your left. Hands on the floor like this. If you want to add a little further, then you can take your palms together, coming out straight in the spine. So just take your variation here, and then we come over to the other side, maybe like this, or this. Straighten the legs. And then we just take it once more and find your variation here. 3, 2, and 1. Changing sides. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands in your mat, pushing yourself back to down dog. And we go to the last part of our session here. So inhale, right leg up. Push as far as possible. Heel in the mat. Left knee in the mat. Straighten the leg out. Flexing the feet. And coming forward on the right leg in a Hanumanasana. Keeping it here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you take your feet back so the soles of the feet are on the floor. Right hand and left hand coming on the inside of your right leg. Elbows down to the floor. Maybe you interlace your fingers and you can rest your head on your hands. You can also straighten the back leg out in a dragon pose. Staying here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing yourself back again, back down dog. Preparing for the other side. And then again, inhale left up. Pushing as far as possible, heel in the floor. Right knee in the floor. Straighten the leg forward. Bending over your left leg. Flexing the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And taking your sole of the feet in the floor. And like the other side we did, we will take our left hand on the inside of your left feet and coming down on your elbows. Maybe straighten the back leg so the knee is not on the floor. And you can also interlace your fingers if you like. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then again, pushing yourself back, down dog. We will not stay here for long, so just come down with your knees, roll over on your back, and here you interlace both hands around your right leg push facing up towards the ceiling, flexing the feet. You can also take, if you can reach your toe here, use your one hand, maybe both. If you have a belt, you can also take that around here. Staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Sole of the feet on the floor. Take the left over on your right thigh. And taking with your left in between and your right around. Interlacing fingers in a supine pigeon pose. Feeling a nice stretch around your hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then just release. Straighten the right leg out in your mat. Straighten the left up, and again, like the other side, either you take around like this, interlacing fingers, or you can take the one hand around, maybe using a belt. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Sole of the feet on the floor, right feet over your left thigh. Taking in here in the hole and around. Supine pigeon for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take both hands on the inside of your thigh, on the outside of your feet, and pushing the feet a little down, maybe just using the gravity, pushing the knees towards the mat, resting here. You can see if you can, every time you exhale, bring the lower part of your back in your mat. See if you can have a straight spine in your mat here. Just staying here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and from here we just release and taking the feet onto the side of your mat. Palms pointing up towards the ceiling in a short Shavasana. And in this part, yoga for athletes. We just take a rest of approximately 1 minute. And you can just start focusing on your training. Being happy of what you just did for your body. Take a deep inhale and exhale out through your mouth. And just staying here within yourself for the last 30 minutes. If you need longer for resting, of course, just do that. Normally I would recommend 5 minutes in a normal yoga. But here we'll just come over to our side, supporting the hands and the head, maybe with our eyes slightly closed. Then we can come up here in an easy pose. putting the palms together. Thank you for me, and in yoga we call this Namaste. Have a lovely day. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumb up. And of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Have a nice day. Bye.